You start with a reaction to the honor you received today from the A10.
Well, I always have thought of that as a team of the year because a lot of times it's either the team that finishes first or the team that as the perception is they overachieve from their original ranking. So in this case, it's both, and obviously grateful and humbled, but I do think it's about the entire team. The whole organization goes into having a season like this, and so I'm accepted on behalf of the entire program.
Do you have a common theme that you try to hit on before each conference tournament in your years here? Does it change depending on what your team's like?
I would say the most common theme is, to be honest, there's always an uptick in, the renewed or the new season that's ahead of you, and that's probably just about every year I've been here. Not necessarily that if you're a lower seed, not necessarily like you feel like you have a chance, but you certainly feel like you have a chance in the first game. And then once you're in that environment, things can pick up steam. So that would be what I would say, is just emphasizing that renewal of excitement and enthusiasm, whereas the long regular season has 31 games is finally over.
Is there concern on your part about confidence based on Saturday's result for Richmond and how it played out in Fairfax?
Of conflicts? Confidence. Oh, no, not really. That was something that was a really big challenge, and I wish we had been able to meet it, but we didn't. It's unique that the last two teams we played are playing to see who plays Richmond, but no, I don't think so. I feel like the guys have been very good and dialed in, and I feel like we'll play well.
You may not have agreed with it, you probably didn't, but did you understand the picked 11th in the preseason just based on all the new faces that you had here, and where did you think this team had a chance to be at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, it was always difficult as a coach to look at preseason rankings and worry about them. Really now it's almost impossible because you don't know, who's on whose roster. But I thought, to be honest with you, we went to dinner as a coaching staff as the second summer session concluded, and I knew we were good. I knew we were a good team. We had good players and competitive players. You don't know how things are going to play out or how the bounces are going to go, but I knew we were good. I knew we were fast. I knew we were competitive. So and we were old, and so I felt like we had a chance to be good. You don't know how things are going to play out. We win the Dayton game at home. You get that much more excitement and motivation and confidence. Whereas if you didn't, how that would play out. But I knew we were good for sure.
You have plenty of experience in this tournament, in this arena. Some of your players not so much. Yeah. Jordan's never played in an NBA arena. How much can you get them prepared for it before they actually walk in there?
Yeah, well, we're going to go see the game tomorrow, the St. Joe's Mason game at 11:30. So, one, that's the time we play, and that's the two teams we're playing against. And probably most importantly, we'll be in the arena. So even though we won't be able to shoot there or work out there, to be in there, the lighting, obviously the size, all the seats, the capacity, just to get a little bit used to that and be there for a couple of hours, I think will be important to us.
Have you sensed the difference in how many people accept your phone calls, the way you were able to blend this group together, and just on the recruiting trail and all that stuff?
We'll see about that, I think. I do think that, probably, a first-team All-League and Player of the Year and a second-team All-League guy who were transfers from a program that hasn't necessarily been taking a lot of transfers before this new era started. So I hope we could, it's one thing to talk about your plan for guys and things like that. It's another thing to be able to demonstrate, like, hey, this is what we talked to Jordan about and Neil about and Isaiah about. And for those things to, turn out so well, I would hope that would give us a little bit of an advantage the next time we go recruiting.
Teams have really worked hard, especially the last two teams you have played, to take away Jordan King and not limit his shots. Just talk about how you're going to attack that.
Yeah, that's something we've worked on here and talked about, and they've done it all year, but it really probably stood out the last two games. And I think that a couple of things. One, we have to do the things we do a little bit better than we did against Mason. but also a couple of wrinkles here and there to try to make sure we get Jordan free. You know, I talked to the guys. There's a certain gravity that when Jordan has the ball, you know, naturally happens, whether they're double teaming him or not. There's a certain gravity, and that helps everybody because, you know, but he has to be able to get that ball in situations we recognize. So maybe a couple things that we'll try to sprinkle in that are different, but really do the things that we do a little bit better.
Jordan, can we start with the Spiders and their mindset given Saturday's result as you move into Brooklyn?
Yeah, you know, just be ourselves. You know, we're a defensive-minded team. Obviously, we didn't show that our last game at George Mason, but came into practice today ready to go, ready to work. Everyone was here, present, and, you know, just continuing to work hard so that we can get prepared for Thursday.
Can you share your thoughts about the individual honor that you won?
Yeah, you know, it's just a credit to all the hard work that I put in over the years. You know, the journey is, you know, it's been a bump in the road a little bit, but, you know, I'm just glad that all the hard work's paying off. But you don't get these awards unless your team is winning. So I got to give all the credit to my teammates and my coaches for putting me in the right position.
Tell fans why they shouldn't freak out over Saturday's result up in George Mason.
I feel like just have faith in us. You know, we're the number one team for the reason. You know, we worked hard all year. You know, we just played together. Team chemistry is amazing. I just feel like just have the confidence in us to go out there and just play the way we've been playing all year.
Is this tournament easier with the back-to-back and the quick turnarounds? But is it easier because you know all these teams than it would be if you went to, you know, a tournament somewhere in November and you really didn't know who you were going to be playing because you've never seen them before?
I think it makes it even harder. You know, teams are always scouting. You know, you just got to play to the game plan that, you know, the coaching staff has given us. You know, every team knows what we can do, and we know what every team can do. So it just makes it that much harder to try to go get a bucket. But like I said, we just got to stay true to our identity, go out there and be ourselves, and, you know, just keep playing defense and competing.
Without giving away trade secrets, you mentioned that it's a little bit harder. How difficult has it been for you to get your shot the second half of the season? And how have you invented different ways to get open and do what you need to do?
Oh, it's been extremely hard. You know, I've been seeing a couple of face guards this year, but, you know, I just have all the trust in my teammates to go out there and make the right plays. You know, when we played St. Joe's, Neal was amazing. D'Lo was amazing. You know, it's always next step mentality. I don't need to go out there and score 20 points a game. It's all about getting the win.
Can you think back to when Coach Mooney was recruiting you, and how would you frame their narrative of, hey, we have had a lot of good small guards here, here's some video of Jacob Gilliard, and now they're going to be showing video of Jordan King?
They probably won't be showing video of me. It's still going to be Jacob. But you know, it's an honor to be here. I'm glad Coach Mooney picked me for this position. You know, I'm just happy to be here. Richmond is a great spot. I just found that I found that out when I was on the visit with my mom.
On your journey from walk-on at Siena to A10 Conference Player of the Year, I mean, you've come a long way.
Yeah, no, it's been a long journey. But like I said, it's all credit to my hard work that I put in. You know, I could have quit and, you know, just not continue my dream of playing Division I basketball. But I just stayed level-headed, you know, kept putting in the work and just kept coming back every day and working hard.
How many people are coming down the thruway this weekend to see you?
I've talked to a lot of people. It's harder because I can't get a lot of tickets, but we're going to try to get everyone in. Hopefully I see all my family, though.
What are you anticipating, you know, being in the A10 now, big NBA arena, big-time tournament, all kinds of, what's the difference in getting ready for something like this, maybe for the first or second time that you've been able to play?
Yeah, it's exciting. You know, hearing that you're going to play in the Barclays Center, kids only dream of that. And, you know, now that I get a chance to do that with my guys, it's just going to be an amazing feeling. I just hope that we can go up there and, like I said, stay true to our identity, go out there and be ourselves and try to compete for a championship on Sunday.
As a shooter, do you think it's any different in an NBA building? I don't know how much experience you've had with that.
I have no experience in that, so it's going to be different. I don't know if we get to shoot around when we go down there or up there. I feel like I'm in New York still, but when we go up there, but we're gonna, you know, figure it out, and hopefully, you know, warm-ups feel good, so I can see the ball go in the basket a little bit.